This is a color checker. It comes from Data Color and it's named Spider Checker. If you're into photography, you have already probably seen one of these, or maybe you're thinking about purchasing one. What you might not know is what it actually does and why it can be an invaluable tool for serious photographing. And I think you want to be a serious photographer. As you already know by now, I'm a solo creator. To make this a little bit more fun and to make a true world example, I actually did a fictive photo shoot, which to be honest was a terrible idea. No pay, 3 times the work, and I didn't get to work with any beautiful models. I do apologize, but you have to stick with me for this one. A color checker helps you find consistency in your colors, and that's very important when doing photography of products or clothing. Take this for example. What if it's turned out gray or blue? Then your client would be pissed. I think you are amazing. I want you to look amazing. So this video is for you, the color checker and how to use it for serious photography. A quick note from future me. I only have this Rode NT-A1 microphone, so I can use it in my studio, but I don't have any good solution for on-location sound, and I guess that's the downside being a broke solo creator. I actually went out and bought this very cheap Boya microphone to try to use with my phone, but it didn't work. The audio was really bad, and at sometimes it didn't even pick up the audio. So at part of this video I do apologize for the poor audio quality, and at some parts I even had to do a voiceover. I really hope that you can watch it anyway, because yeah, I'm a solo creator. I have to work with what I got. Use it in the beginning of each new location or set, or specifically when lights drastically change. Today we have the sunlight, and when it's gonna move we probably need to adjust for that as well. This could also be extra important when you're shooting when light is changing quickly, typically like golden hour or early in the morning. So let us just finish setting this up, and we're going to start with some daylight, natural light photography. The Spider Checker has 48 colors, and it comes in this very smart hard case that protects your color checker from scratches and damages, and you don't want to spill coffee, scratch it, or pick up dog poop with it. Why you ever want to do that? Because you don't want to log around a color checker smelling like dog poop, and we don't want to take photography looking like dog poop. So that's why we need the color checker. You use it by placing it in your scene or in the hands of your talent, and then you take a photo. It's just that simple. The magic will happen once we take the photo and all the photos from the current shoot and go back to the computer and do the edits. That's when the magic's gonna happen. I apologize a little bit for the echo. We are actually in the basement, it's very harsh. But I wanted to do a photo shoot with this amazing looking concrete wall that I found. I'll continue doing the photo shoot. I'll make sure that I smack some nice images, and I'll see you on the next location. As it's a new scene, it has different lighting conditions, and we need to adjust with both some artificial lights as well as taking a new photo with the Spider Checker. So I'm just going to finish setting this up, and let's move on with the photo shoot. And when we have access to a slingshot at the office, of course we need to use it. That was much harder than it looked. I took so many photos of myself out of focus, out of frame. It was just ridiculous. It was not the best idea to do a photo shoot with myself, but it was fun and I learned a lot. You're probably curious on what we are going to do now, and we are going to unload all that amazing photos from our shoot into our computer and to start the edit and to use this bad boy. Before we do that, I'm gonna take a well-earned coffee, because it's been quite a few hours putting this photo shoot together. We open up the photos in Lightroom, and from Lightroom we go to edit in Spider Checker. That obviously means that we had to install Spider Checker prior to launching Lightroom, but that way we can just go to edit in, which is I think a handy feature. The Spider Shaker software will automatically recognize the color charts and create a profile. That profile we will use as a preset within Lightroom. As it's a preset, we can use it to automatically color correct and make sure we have consistent colors throughout an entire photo shoot with specific photos. If we open up this bad boy, I'm gonna show you on camera, you can open the frames, and inside here, it looks like this. This is an amazing tool to get perfect exposure, and the sides look the same, but they are not, they're actually really smart. On your left side we have increments of 10%, and on the right side we have increments of 20%, which is usually the typical for color charts. That means that we can go in increments of 10%. So you have white, and then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and black. On the Spider Shaker from Data Color, the white's going to be 96% and the black's going to be 4%, and this is actually important when we go into Lightroom in just a second. Use your white balance and click on E2. That's the white balance card, that's the 20% or usually 18%. You have probably heard that before, 18% gray card. So that's E2 on the Spider Shaker. Then we will adjust the highlights, and we're gonna adjust exposure until the white reads 96% on the E1. Then we're gonna adjust the black slider until it reads 4% on E6. And by that we have perfect exposure settings. With these settings, then we're gonna update the color profiles that we just did, the preset, and upload it back into Spider Color software. Now the color profiles are ready and we can correct all the photos from the same location and the same shoot that corresponds to the profile we just created. Just remember, you need to correct and fix each specific photo of the color shaker that corresponds to each specific location that we did that day. And when we do that, they're gonna look amazingly consistent throughout every single photo. If you are curious about color correcting with the color shaker for video, I strongly recommend checking out this video. It's the Spider Shaker, but for video, the video version. Also, if you want to do some manual photography, I really recommend, and yes, it's a shameless plug, go check out my video about mastering the manual settings in your camera. It takes 10 minutes, and I think it will change the way you will take photos forever. Peace out.